should we move to a 4-day work week? From what I understand, like most modern studies, like the consensus among studies nowadays, is that we could move to a 4-hour work week, a work day with fewer hours, and we would still get like the same amount of productivity out of our workers. And yet those workers would have that much more of their lives back. Like 2 hours a day, a full day, more just to have your life back. Like that's huge. And we would still be just as productive. So that's what I understand the like modern understanding of this to be. But let's see what Second Thought has to say.
The Ford Motor Company decided to implement a 5-day, 40-hour work week. This was due to a number of factors, primarily pressure from militant labor, but also the fact that Henry Ford thought that by offering pretty solid employment perks for the time, comparatively good work-life balance, and a wage well above the average, he could grow his customer base.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the 40-hour work week, the 5-day work week, like the abolishment of child labor, all of these things were given to us by labor organizing. The weird thing is, like, recently, I don't know how long this has been going on, but I've been seeing it recently. There's like a right-wing talking point, like trying to argue against that idea. Like the demonstrable, like proven, like historical fact that people organized together and fought for these things. But they're trying to argue now that it was like solely due to the creation of like new technologies that the ruling capitalist class decided to like show mercy on their workers and like cut their hours from like 80 to 40. They would implement those new technologies and keep exploiting you if they had the choice. No, people organized, people fought, people died. They say that regulation is written in blood. And these regulations that we have now on work weeks, on hours, were written on the blood of these people who, again, organized.
Americans were fed up with being treated like dirt and used as cannon fodder for the benefit of society's upper crust. In addition to these factors, so why haven't we shortened the work week accordingly? Well, as with most things starting around the 70s and 80s,
Capitalism.
we can thank everyone's favorite president, Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
It shouldn't surprise anyone that delinking productivity gains from worker compensation was intentional. Policymakers in the
Capitalism incarnate. Okay, fine.
We have the data to show that a shorter work week not only improves workers' lives, but positively impacts the company they work for too.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was getting at. Like, I think most data shows that, like, long-term speaking, shortening the work week, shortening hours, currently would make things better for the employees and the companies.
The average office worker is only productive for 2 hours and 23 minutes.
That's crazy.
Obviously, this practice has overwhelmingly negative effects. It's mind-numbing, pointless, and makes you hate your job and your boss just a little bit more. Even from a capitalist perspective, it's pretty clear that enforcing maximum productivity is a net negative. There have been a number of 4-day workweek trials in different countries over the last few years. Not only did revenue not decrease, it actually rose by 8%.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that I talk about all the time too. Like, pay your employees more, give them better benefits, and they will be better employees. They will want to work for you more. They will want to work for you better, and which will ultimately, in the medium to long run, and oftentimes even in the short term, be better for your company, be better for you, company owners, bottom line. I say this from personal perspective. When I have more of a stake in the company, when I have more money coming from the company, I care about it more. Everyone feels this way. And everyone will be more productive if you give people better benefits. If you give people more money, they will want to work for you more. They will want to work for you better.
Employee retention rose. Absenteeism dropped. 2/3 of workers reported lower levels of burnout.
It is a no-brainer, dude. It is a fucking no-brainer. If you're going quarter to quarter, it is a brainer because we live under capitalism and all that exists is quarter A to quarter B. Boom, done, open and shut, case closed. When you think, again, to like the medium to long term, it becomes clear that treating your employees is good for the company too. Not just good for the employees. It is good for the company in almost every case.
Just think about what you would do with an extra weekend day every week. Think how many more meaningful things we could do with family and friends. Or heck, just by ourselves. You'd end up with a country of happier, healthier, less stressed, more rested workers.
He is killing it, dude. This is another one. Like, this is such a good video. But why is it one of his, like, lesser watched videos?
They were recognizing that the day off was a gift and it had to be earned. It wasn't something that you could just take for granted.
Barnes sees the 4-day week as a gift to his workers,
dude.
not as a right based simply on the fact that productivity has increased so dramatically in the last 100 years.
Wow, bro. Talk about, like, reaching the right conclusion, but, like, when you show your work, you've done everything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, wow, dude.
We only won the 5-day work week thanks to a tremendously powerful militant labor movement. Same with all the other things we take for granted today.
Yes.
Child labor laws, workplace safety laws, social security, vacation time, and so much more.
This was a really good video. I mean, all of Second Thought's videos, like I've said before, start at, like, really good, but this one I think is one of his better ones.